The Witcher's lore is rich and dense. Andrzej Sapkowski wrote a series of fantasy novels and short stories about The Witcher starting in 1986. A few decades later, CD Projekt Red turned The Witcher into one of the best game series of all time. And now, Geralt even has his own Netflix show. Ah, Henry Cavill. If you are curious about the story of the games but don't feel like playing hundreds of hours to see what is happening to Geralt and his friends, I've got you covered. I'm Steve Saylor, and this is the story of The Witcher in less than 15 minutes. Let's begin with the Witchers. They are powerful monster slayers for hire who went through extensive training, both mental and physical. They are enhanced by some secret mutagenic compounds, giving them superhuman abilities. The Witcher follows the story of one of these Witchers, the King of Grunting himself, Geralt of Rivia. At the beginning of the first game, Geralt wakes up in the Witcher stronghold of Kaer Morhen, with no memory of his past. Some fellow Witchers are by his side, as well as a sorceress called Triss Marigold.
I can't explain it, but I feel a bond when we speak. I know you are important.
Kaer Morhen is then attacked by an unknown group of assailants who steal the mutagens that give Witchers their superpowers. Geralt and Triss chases them down to Vizima, the capital city of the Kingdom of Temeria.
What's the situation in Vizima?
Total chaos.
Everything isn't peaceful in Vizima. King Foltest is away from the city, and tensions are growing between the religious knightly order of the Flaming Rose and a group of elven and dwarven rebels known as the Scoia'tael. The order declares war on all non-humans, leading to bloodshed against the Scoia'tael. Geralt learns that Kaer Morhen was attacked by the Salamandra, led by the mage Azur Javid and the Professor. He finds their base and kills some of the bad guys, but gets teleported away. Triss, the sorceress and lover of Geralt, then saves the Witcher. He resumes his track of the Salamandra and eventually defeats the Professor and Azur Javid. However, none of them had the mutagens stolen from Kaer Morhen. They are in the hands of Jock de Aldisberg, Grand Master of the Order of the Flaming Rose. King Foltest finally comes back to Vizima as the city is on the verge of destruction. The king summons Geralt and asks him to get the head of the Grand Master of the Order. Geralt tracks Jock de Aldisberg, who shows him his vision of the future, a land devastated by the Great White Frost, where everyone is dead, no matter what their race or abilities. He used the Witcher's mutagens to create superhuman guardians to ensure the survival of the human race.
Save your rhetoric for the plebs.
Geralt defeats Jock de Aldisberg, then the King of the Wild Hunt appears to claim the Grandmaster's soul. The Witcher recovers the mutagens and comes back to Vizima. As King Foltest is handing Geralt his reward, an assassin attacks. Geralt protects Foltest and discovers that the assassin was, dun dun dun, another Witcher. Okay, even though I just said it was another Witcher that attempted to murder Foltest, The Witcher 2 actually begins with Geralt in jail for the assassination of the king.
You got the wrong guy.
You mean you didn't kill Foltest? Holy shit, boys, open the cell. We've got an innocent man in here.
Geralt explains to Vernon Rocha, commander of special forces called Blue Stripes, that he saw the murder of Foltest at the hands of another Witcher who escaped thanks to the Scoia'tael. Rocha believes Geralt and helps him escape with Triss. They head to the trading post of Flotsam, where the Kingslayer Letho was last seen. There, Geralt, Triss, and Rocha meet Yorvith, the leader of the Scoia'tael. As a Witcher needs to make money, it's a living, Geralt often agrees to help villagers get rid of their local monster. This time he faces a giant beast with the help of a sorceress, Sela de Tanserville.
I usually work alone.
I was here first, and I'll not relinquish this contract. My way or the highway, as the locals put it.
Upon getting back to the village, Geralt learns that Letho turned against the Scoia'tael. Oh, and by the way, he kidnapped Triss. Son of a... Geralt teams up with either Yorvith or Rocha and goes after Triss. They arrive in Haedom as King Hensalt's troops are fighting the dwarven city of Vergen. A curse was cast on this site 3 years ago, and Geralt needs to lift it. If Geralt sided with Yorvith, he will help the rebels of Vergen against King Hensalt. These rebels are led by Saskia, a dragon with the ability to take on a human form. However, sorceress Philippa Ilhart manages to control the mind of Saskia and teleports her away. If Geralt chose to follow Rocha's path, he will never learn that Saskia is a dragon. Instead, he fights alongside King Hensalt to crush the rebellion. Geralt discovers an insurgency growing against the king, who is suspected of conspiring with the Empire of Nilfgaard. Two Witcher assassins try to kill King Hensalt, but Geralt saves him. They discover that Sela de Tanserville and Philippa Ilhart work with these assassins. No matter which side he picked, Geralt heads off to Loch Mun, where the Nilfgaardians are taking Triss. Philippa Eilhart and Sela de Tanserville are also there and trying to establish themselves as the leaders of the Mage Conclave. They plan to use Saskia's dragon form as leverage and wanted to kill the kings to weaken the northern kingdoms. After traveling across the kingdoms to get back Triss, Geralt has the choice to let her down to save someone else, a blinded Philippa Eilhart if you sided with Yorvith, or Anahis lu Valette if you followed Rosha. If Geralt saves Triss, the Mage Conclave is re-established. If he doesn't save the damsel in distress, Letho reveals that Sela and Philippa are behind Foltest's death, and a witch hunt begins. Triss doesn't die even if Geralt forgets her. Letho will rescue her from the Nilfgaardians. When Sela and Philippa realize Letho betrayed them and is now helping Geralt, the sorceresses unleash Saskia's wrath upon their enemies. Geralt can either kill the dragon or spare it. After the battle, Letho reveals to Geralt that everything was a plot of the Nilfgaard Emperor to destabilize the northern kingdoms in preparation for an invasion.
Care to tell me what it was all about?
Kill as many rulers as we could. Lay the blame on the sorceresses. Breed chaos. Prepare the north. Soften it before the invasion.
Geralt finally gets some of his memory back. He remembers his lover Yennefer and his almost adoptive daughter Ciri. A cavalcade of skeletal horsemen called the Wild Hunt came and kidnapped Yennefer. He traded his soul for Yennefer's, riding with the hunt for a while. While he was away, he asked fellow Witcher Letho to take care of Yennefer. The Witcher managed to escape, badly wounded and with no memory. The end of this flashback links to the beginning of the first game. In the meantime, Nilfgaard is beginning its invasion of the northern kingdoms. The Witcher 3 begins with Geralt and his mentor Vesemir tracking Yennefer in White Orchard. They learn there that Yennefer is actually heading to Vizima. As the two Witchers are about to head back to Vizima, Yennefer finds them and joins the group. She asks them to follow her to the city for an audience with Emperor Emhyr var Emreis. Geralt agrees while Vesemir decides to go back to Kaer Morhen. Emperor Emhyr asks Geralt for his help in finding his daughter Ciri. Yep, remember when I said Ciri was almost the adoptive daughter of Geralt? Yeah, that's a long story. Emhyr is afraid the Wild Hunt is after his daughter and only Geralt can save her. Geralt and Yennefer set up a plan to save Ciri. Geralt heads to Velen but finds little information about Ciri's whereabouts. He then goes to Novigrad where he recruits his former lover Triss Merigold to help in the search. Do you see the love triangle starting to come up? Yeah, this is gonna end great.
I'd heard you and Triss made a great couple.
Yen, I'd lost my memory.
Really? That's your excuse?
Meanwhile, Yennefer investigates a magical disturbance in Skellige that might be linked to Ciri. Geralt catches up with Yennefer, and they discover that Ciri was around but fled the Wild Hunt. Geralt and Yennefer meet a strange creature called Uma, short for Ugliest Man Alive. Geralt realizes that Uma is the victim of a curse and could possibly help find Ciri. He takes the creature to Kaer Morhen and then tries to lift the curse with the help of Yennefer and Vesemir. The Witchers manage to lift the curse, revealing Uma's true identity, Ava Locke, an elf that helped Ciri many times. He even acted as the girl's mentor, teaching her how to control her immense powers. Ava Locke tells Geralt that Ciri is on the Isle of Mists, but he had to put her in a death-like slumber to hide her from the Wild Hunt. Geralt sails there and finds his adoptive daughter. They catch up and Ciri explains that Eredin, the king of the Wild Hunt, is after her powers. His world is under the threat of the White Frost, and he plans on using the girl's powers to open a portal for his army to come through and conquer the Witcher's world.
His homeworld faces annihilation. Eredin's decided to invade ours. Brilliant, wouldn't you say?
Geralt and Ciri teleport to Kaer Morhen, where they reunite with Vesemir, Yennefer, and Triss. Ah, what a lovely family portrait. But that happy family portrait doesn't last long as the Wild Hunt attacks the Witcher stronghold. Vesemir dies in the battle right under Ciri's eyes. The girl's full powers unleash, killing everyone getting too close to her. Against such powers, the Wild Hunt has no other choice but to back off. Ava Locke manages to calm Ciri before her magic destroys Kaer Morhen and everyone inside it. But the hunt is never over, and it is only a matter of time before Eredin comes back for Ciri's powers. While Ciri mourns Vesemir's death, Geralt, Ava Locke, Yennefer, and Triss get back to work. Yennefer and Triss reassemble the Lodge of Sorceresses, a secret sisterhood of mages to help defeat the Wild Hunt. Geralt teams up with Philippa to get the Sunstone, a legend elven artifact that mages can use to track the Wild Hunt's spectral vessel traveling between worlds. Avallac'h lures Eredin to Skellige thanks to the Sunstone. Geralt defeats the leader of the Wild Hunt, but as he is about to die, Eredin reveals that Avallac'h is lying to Geralt and plans on using Ciri for his own ends.
I don't believe you.
Geralt and Yennefer then go after Avallac'h and Ciri. They both are alive and well. Avallac'h never actually planned on betraying anyone. He just wants to stop the White Frost from killing everybody. Ciri does manage to stop the apocalypse, but how she does that depends on your choices throughout the game. If Geralt patronized her all along and lowered her self-esteem, then Ciri dies. If he helped her make her own decisions and strive as an adult, Ciri survives. After Ciri saved the day, if she is still alive and previously met her father, she will become the Empress of Nilfgaard. If she didn't meet her father, Ciri becomes a Witcher. And if she died against the White Frost, well, she's dead. Phew, wow, what a way to end it. That wraps up our summary of The Witcher in under 15 minutes. Are you Team Triss or Team Yennefer? Let us know in the comments, and please be kind in the comments for my pronunciations. I'm so sorry. And please make sure you like this video and subscribe to the Leaderboard for more gaming content each week.